浮世の風景は幾千年も変わらないというのに、人の世とはこうも白露と泡のように儚い。
Wow, you guys are fast. I just barely got everything ready. You guys are already messaging and stuff. What's up, man? Let's see. Clara. Oh, Mr. Nice Life Guy. Oh, you're here again. Wait. I guess it would be morning. Yeah, I guess it'd be morning where you are. Whereas to me, the last stream was morning, and that was for you, that was yesterday. Weird how time works, huh? Anyway, what's up, guys? What's up, Clara? Mr. Nice Live Guy? Hey, good to see you again, Thriller. How you been, man? Hey, what's up, Shadow? I lost connection on my way home last night. I didn't get back home till 3 in the morning. Oh, that's alright, man. Like, after you mentioned that, my stream kind of got... I don't know what happened. Like, something happened with my internet. Internet got all wonky and stuff. So, yeah, and my bit rate was like really low. So I was having issues with the stream. So it probably wasn't just your bad connection making my stream buffer. It was actually my stream buffering as well. I just wasn't uploading enough. I just wasn't able to upload enough bits, data. I don't know how that works. Is like my internet. I have no idea what happened to my internet. Seems to be fine now though. It is alright. Could be better, you know. Could be better, but hey, could definitely be worse, but could be better. I really like that they changed the world quest colors. And that, like, these are world quests, but like they're different colors for different kinds of world quests, and it's so helpful. I'm in school right now. Oh, okay. School, which, you know, you have 11 days. Yeah, 11 days of school left. Well, I guess 11 days until graduation. I don't know about how many days of actual school you have left. The coughing got a lot worse, then better. Taste of food sucks, so skip my meals. You know, I would recommend, I think I remember you mentioning you were gonna make tea. So I think you'd already left when I mentioned, when I suggested adding lemon and or honey in it. So I say and or because you can have both or one of them. But did they change it? I think it was in 4.6. Yeah, 4.6 is when I noticed it the first time. Because, like, remember, well, I don't do weeklies on... I don't do weeklies... Wait, do I do weeklies? Oh, I guess I do, yeah. Wait. When did I notice it? I don't remember. I guess they remembered it the week after 4.6 went live. Yeah, because I would have already done weeklies on the Monday of the week when 4.6 went live. But then that also... Yeah, that also would have been before 4.6 went live. So, yeah, I guess I would have noticed that the Monday after 4.6 went live. I mean, yeah. I quite a lot of people, including some doctors, actually recommend that, like for coughs and especially for a sore throat. Like the honey really helps. Tomorrow's my last day of school since I'm a senior and graduating. Got out tomorrow and graduation on the 24th. Wow, last day of school, huh? Kind of awkward, don't you think? Like it's on a Tuesday. It doesn't even finish the school week. Hey, sup, Bavish? Good to see you, man. Is it really Baizhu and Wanderer next banner? Yes, it is, man. Did you miss the 4.6 special program? Are you saying you missed out on free 300 primos? I mean, like, I guess you could, if you could afford to, like, just buy primos. I guess it really doesn't matter, but why not? Yeah, Wanderer and Baizhu. The banners are, I guess, at best, but it could have been worse. The banners could have been worse, but they certainly aren't great. Oh hey, what's up, Mighty? Just finished work. How are you? I'm alright, man. Could be better. I got a stuffy nose, and it's really annoying. I hate it when my nose is like this. I don't have enough service to play Genshin right now? Oh yeah, that's right, you're at school. Wait, you're at school and your service isn't very good? There were free primos? I mean, like every special program there are free primos. That's why everyone keeps an eye on it, cause like apart from, you know, finally like an official announcement of like who the banner reruns and character releases are, there's also free 300 primos from Primo Gem codes. Okay, where are you teleporting to? Because the fact that you didn't know it was Baizhu and Wander means it tells me that you didn't see the special program, or you forgot. And if you didn't see it, that means you're likely to have missed the Primo gems too, the redemption codes. Oh, Tighnari in comparison to Alhaitham. Oh, sorry, Thriller. I missed your message. I was wondering. I was wondering. Somebody was answering a question. I was like, did I miss something? Yes. Tighnari. Think of Tighnari as like a 5-star Dendro Ningguang, whereas Alhaitham is like. Alhaitham's like in the same ballpark as Neuvillette. Like Alhaitham has a lower damage ceiling, or sorry, floor, but their damage ceilings are about the same. Maybe fair casual players really don't follow special program based streams. I guess that's true. I guess that is true. And like, they just aren't that emotionally invested into the game that they feel bad missing free currency in the game. That they're not so emotionally invested into the game that they don't mind just missing out on just missing out on character reruns and stuff. Live stream that happens before a patch that shows. Wait, are you are you saying you've missed every single one so far? So that's we're currently at 4.6. So okay, I'm gonna assume that you didn't start. You're not a 1.0 player, and assuming that you've at least been playing for, I don't know, a year, that'd be easily like what, 9 or 10. So like around 3,000 primos. Just completely for free since 1.8. Okay, so let's see, how many have you missed? So 1.8 28? No, I'm an idiot. Math don't work. 36. No, 38. No, 1.0 obviously doesn't count, so it's technically 45 special programs. So 45 minus 18, that's 27. So are you saying you've missed 27 special programs? Don't make him. I'm not. You know what? I'm not gonna count. I'm gonna stop counting. I'm gonna stop counting. I'm not even. Never mind. All right. I'm 100% getting 5-star, but it's 50-50. So, Mighty, I'm confused. Is it 100% or is it 50-50? I'm confused now. Immune to Dendro, right? Dendro, yeah.
見切りました。雨描きがたし、この剣はわかるかい？あゆうせ全力攻撃だ。熱々でしょ？くらえ！燃えろ！
Did you? Throat feels not nicer. Oh, what did you do, Clara? It's too late. Maybe I shouldn't have counted. Maybe that was a bad idea, counting. There, they've been doing a little bit of the Knave story quest, and I know the Knave boss will be my toughest fight compared to A so far. You know, is she? Well, one. I gotta say, I think the Knave weekly boss is about as aggressive as the Raiden Shogun weekly boss, but it doesn't attack as frequently. I think that's one thing I noticed. Like, it doesn't seem to attack as frequently. I think the attacks are a little harder to dodge, or maybe that I don't know. Like, maybe that's because like it's just a boss that because it's a newer boss. Like, I just haven't seen much of its attacks, so maybe that's why they're harder for me to dodge. But I don't know. I feel like they're harder to dodge, mostly because like their patterns and like the delays seem to be not the same all the time. Okay, time for weekly bosses. You guys are really counting how much how much she's missed, huh? She's hard to beat, but she's really easy to dodge. Okay. Speaking of which, okay, let me see I've never really. I don't think national team. Well, I'm trying to think. Like, would national be a good team for it? I don't know. I really don't know. Okay, well, whatever. Let's give it a try. I'm a speedrunner, of course I count. Well, too late to stop now. Once version 4.7 happens soon, we'll be getting one step closer to our next destination, Natlan. Speaking of 5.0, I heard a little bit of talk about the I recently heard about some graphical changes that they're introducing to the game. And I heard like a couple more details about it. So apparently they're going to make the graphics worse on lower end devices. Anything lower than the things that than the specs that they specified, and they're going to make graphics better for anything above the specs that they specified. Hey, thanks for the super, Mr. Nice Live Guy. Appreciate it, man. RJ, bell's about to ring. Oh, alright. Alright, well, hey. Sort of the last day of school for you, right? Like, tomorrow, I don't think you're even having classes anymore. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, man. I seem to be doing a lot. Oh dear. Okay. Oh, yikes. Man, Aquila Favonia, not just good for its high base attack, but really sort of a lifesaver in a lot of situations. Okay, so this boss certainly does have significant, okay, a significant amount of fire resistance, seems like. Seems like only my Raiden Shogun is doing proper damage to it. Uh-oh. And Xing Cho, I guess. Where were the revival foods again? Okay, it's this symbol apparently. What are my cheapest ones? Okay, these things, I guess. Come on, Xingqiu, you can do it. Okay. Oh, and I think Bennett got the rain sword heals. The two Harbingers are a bad bunch, you know. Well, how would I best put the Harbingers? Like, so far, we've seen a couple of them, and they all seem to have one goal, like the goal of the Saritsa's goal, but then they also all have their own motivations. And like some of them are more righteous than others, some of them are more selfish than others. But I don't know if I would just straight up say they're bad people. Why so many characters do Kamehameha now? Alright. Well, that was I never actually thought about that. But when I when you pointed that out, I was immediately, oh yeah, that's right. I immediately realized what you were talking about. Bell just rang, gotta go. Alright, hey, take care, Mr. Nice Life Guy. Bye, man. Forgot what the revive symbol was. Like, dude, okay, so I hardly ever revive characters. Right? Because, like, when do you revive characters? Using food in the overworld. And when you're, you know, when you're blowing everything up and, like, as, like, optimal as I am, like, I'm, like, always trying to do things, like, faster. Trying to make things easier. And that's why I hyper invest into my characters and teams. It's, I don't know, like, you just rarely ever die. And whenever I do revive characters, most of the time I revive them by, like, clicking on, like, which number they are, and, like, the pop-up box just comes up on screen. And I, like, while I'm trying to pick what food I want to revive them with, typically I have Zhongli's shield because, like, you know, I'm in the overworld. So I hardly ever, I almost never have to go into the bag and look for food. Oops. Okay, what did I want to do? Change the weapons. Yes, that's right. Yeah, that one. I'm gonna stop pulling characters now until Natlin. So are you okay? I heard there are rumors. There are rumors that Alhaitham's rerunning in 4.7. Are you gonna skip Alhaitham, or I guess you already have Alhaitham, or what? How about Clorinde? The Asian Blade I got from Kazu's story quest is it's so good so far for me. Combat wise, it's actually not very good, but at the very least, for a free weapon, it's not bad. It's not completely useless, at least. I don't need to leave. I'm staying in the same class since my cabinetry teacher is gone. I need to upgrade Zhongli's shield. It's kind of weak, to be honest. It's not hard. It's really not hard. Just put triple HP on him and, like, that's it. Call it a day. Triple HP, Blackcliff? Is it? Yeah. No, not Blackcliff. What am I talking about? Black Tassel, rather. Black Tassel. Put Black Tassel on him and that's it. Come on, let me... well, I got 2 shots in, I guess. Is he below 20? I don't think that's below 20. No. Oh, man. Just barely below 20. Just barely above 20%. Yeah, the Ishin Blade is, like, look at this. Okay. Ishin Blade. Ishin... Where is that thing? I didn't even level mine. Like... usability wise, there it is, right? Usability wise, normal charge, plunging attack. Will whip up. Okay, it will do damage, I guess, around you. Wait. Equal to attack. And increasing attack by 15%. Okay, can be triggered every 8 seconds. Okay. But, like, compared to something like, let's say, okay, so that's a 4-star, right? It's a free weapon. Okay, compared to something like even White Tassel, right? Like this 13, well, no. This would be 23 crit rate and 48% normal attack damage. On a normal attacking character, that's a lot. So somebody like Arlecchino, for example. Let's see, what else? Okay, Where are my Harbinger? No, that's not it. Where are my Harbingers? Harbinger sword. Okay, there. Like, look at this. So, once fully leveled, wait, how much does this give even? I forgot. I have to Google this. Darn it. Okay. Level 90. Okay, 46.9. Yeah, so this is 46.9 crit damage. And as long as you can maintain your HP above 90%, 28% crit rate. That is a lot of crit value right there. Just from a 3-star weapon. So yeah, there's a bunch of weapons that are really good. But then again, Ishin weapon, for a free weapon, at the very least, like it's not like very specific to one character. So at least it's usable by multiple characters. Does Arlecchino Melt do more damage than Vape? That's a good question, actually. I've never thought about it, but now that I'm thinking about it, it might. I think it might, but I think it also mostly comes down to who the cryo characters are, because like the hydro enablers, like the hydro vape enablers that we have a bunch of them, and some of them, you know, like these two, for example, do a lot of damage on their own. Just on their own. So let me see, who else do we have? Okay, Farina gives a huge damage percent buff. Who else? Mona with her Omen and TTDS. And let's see, who else? I guess potentially Kokomi, but still potentially TTDS as well. So the hydro characters that can enable vape for Arlecchino are they either do a lot of damage themselves, or they can make Arlecchino do a lot more damage. Whereas the cryo characters that can enable Arlecchino to melt, like we have a rather limited assortment. Like for, okay, hang on, cryo. So overall, obviously melt is a ×2 damage multiplier, right, at base at 0 EM, whereas vape is a 1.5 times multiplier. Now in Arlecchino's case, because her normal attacks have standard ICD, she's not going to be vaping / melting a lot, which means it's a little easier for your cryo melt enablers to keep up with cryo application. So melt Arlecchino is a little more viable than something like a melt Hu Tao, for example. Oh hey, what's up Bailu? How you doing, man? Mona buffs scale upon. Mona doesn't buff. Mona's Omen thing is a debuff. It debuffs enemies. It makes enemies affected by them take X amount of damage. X amount more damage, rather. Which I believe is at crowned, I think, goes up to like 60%. Which is a lot. So Mona does not have any buffs. She has an enemy debuff. So let's take a look at our cryo potentially cryo melt enablers. Okay, Charlotte, Catalyst user. Okay, can use TTDS, sure, but then like in her kit doesn't really do anything in the way of like debuffing enemies or buffing Arlecchino, other than potentially TTDS, which really isn't part of her kit. But then again, Mona and Kokomi also can have TTDS. Who else? Who else? Who else? Rosaria. Nothing really in the way of a damage buff, but she does have a crit rate buff. Yeah, like other than that, I can't think of anything else. She's a pole arm, so no TTDS. Ganyu, no TTDS. Diona. I guess at C6 there's the 200 EM. But then other than that, like plus the fact that Diona alone I don't know, I'm pretty sure she's her cryo application, because it's pretty slow, right? It takes like once every 2-ish seconds. So Diona alone does not have enough, does not apply enough cryo to enable melt Arlecchino. So you'd have to pair her together with somebody that applies a lot of cryo, which would be somebody like Rosaria or Kaya, Ganyu maybe, but like it's a little RNG, and maybe a Charlotte as well. But then like you'd have 2 healers already, and not a lot of buffing aside from like maybe TTDS and maybe the 200 EM if you have C6 Diona. Oh, Mika. What does Mika buff again? Mika buffs physical, right? Like, it's not an attack buff, it's a physical buff. I don't remember Mika's kit. I remember attack speed, but I don't really remember anything else. Physical, yeah, okay. This is straight up physical buff, so no. Oh yeah, I just realized Mika doesn't even have off-field cryo up. Pamber? What is a Pamber? Pamber Mona? What is that? P Amber? TTDS, Mona, terrible ER. it is, but then, well, like you'd have to, despite being a support, you would have to actually invest into her. just to get enough ER from your substats. But yeah, I get what you mean. Despite not really doing anything else other than debuffing enemies and being a TTDS holder, like I don't think the amount of investment you would need to put into her just to get her enough ER in the substats is worth it. Or I don't know, like maybe you're a speedrunner or something and you're trying to like squeeze every drop of damage you can get. Maybe, I guess. Plus TTDS feels terrible even on a CN Morgana. CN? What's CN? I remember very often I used to run my Mona on somewhere around 220 or higher. Like I never wanted to run Mona below 220. It's a good thing though. Like that Mona at least gets hydro damage from ER. So like because way back then when I still used to run Morgana a lot, very often I would try and build Mona to do some damage. So despite sacrificing quite a lot of crit value, just to get more ER, at the very least, like she's not doing negligible damage, thanks to the bonus bonus hydro damage that you get from giving her more ER.
痛がったようにいざよ工作せよこの件はわかるかいさい難攻不落大ウルコ捕まえたどの目が出るこの件はわかるかいはい
Running Mona on TTS in that comp. Which comp? Morgana? Mona, Rosaria, Venti, Ganyu. Comp matching ER. Requires and cool. That's very cool. Oh. I forgot. I just remembered. Yeah, like back then Morgana used to have Venti in it. And remember Venti has like an energy refund passive, I believe. I forgot if it was a passive or if it was just part of his burst. And very often I would try to infuse it with Hydro, just to make my off-field Hydro last a little longer. So very often Venti's burst would actually help my Mona get her energy back. And remember back then, like now maybe, now energy on Mona TTDS is like a pretty big issue because a lot of the newer enemies that we've been getting hardly drop any particles, like especially like the big ones. But like back then we really didn't have anything else. Like we just had like hilly churls, maybe some meter churls, lower churls, sure, I guess. But then the lower churls dropped energy orbs, right? So like that's a huge, that's a lot of energy. Hilly churls and treasure hoarders dropped a lot of particles. So yeah, like we weren't as thirsty for energy recharge back then as we are now. Mostly because of the types of enemies that we've been getting for a good long while now. And just the types of chambers that we got a long time ago. A long time ago used to be like chambers that didn't have, like nowadays we get a lot of chambers that have like 7 enemies. That's it, right? So which means like it gives you a lot less opportunity to get energy particles or energy orbs. Back then we used to have a lot of chambers that would have like, I don't know, 12 enemies or 15 enemies. And most of those are like hilly churls, or treasure hoarders. Hopping off to do my homework now. May or may not be back in a few hours. Have a great stream. Alright, hey, thanks for hanging out with us for a bit, wrong person. Take care, man. Good luck with your homework. Can you show your build on Hu Tao? Oh, okay. Here she is. So could be better, but I'm lazy. I really like, especially because like I really just prefer Crimson Witch on her. I'm sure I could easily do a lot more damage on my charged attacks if I went Shimenawa, but I don't know. I just don't want to bother rebuilding Hu Tao. She's good enough for me as she is right now. Alright, time to do another account. Bloodcat lies in shadow if he's in the stream. I mean, well, typically I'll know when he's here because he'll slug boom. He'll slug boom and then he'll just lurk. Hey, what's up, Aditya? Are you the same Aditya that I remember from like a while back? Or are you a different one? Really hate it when my Xingqiu burst is 0.00001 energy away from full. It feels like such a waste too, because like one Xingqiu E gives you 5 particles, right? So like you catch the 5 particles and you only got like 1 energy from it because you're instantly full. Sometimes I have to wait. Sometimes I'm gonna wait. I'm just gonna keep attacking for a little bit just to see if like one of the enemies give me a particle. Thankfully though, because this is my accounts are pretty old already. Like I don't really run into the I don't really have the issue of like having to squeeze every second of my abyss runs anymore. So thankfully, but I certainly remember that pain. Of like where you're missing just like one, like I don't know, like 1 or 2 energy, but then you don't want to use your skill because it gives you too many particles and you don't want to waste the particles. So you keep attacking enemies instead than like hoping for particles, but then now you're burning time also. So like it's, man, I hate that feeling. Oh, not that. Oh, wait. I thought that was a world quest from Liyue. Okay, apparently not. It's I think that's part of the big world quest for like the new region. You on 100 ER Xingqiu after my 3rd skill doesn't charge burst. I'm not on sack sword, gotta wait to 100 ER too. Like 100, you mean like basically 0, right? Because like every character has a base of 100. Who to pull in the next banner? That really comes down to what teams you're currently building or you want to build. I'll cast. Right, where is this? Ah, yes. Oh yeah, Outcast, you have to try and think about like what characters you currently have on your account, what teams you have that you feel like are incomplete, that some of the upcoming characters can complete or improve, or any future teams that you want to start building. So yeah, you have to think about those because like everyone's answers will be very different, especially because everyone also has different preferences. Ah, I didn't know that. I didn't know you get an achievement for this. So excited for Scara, Color, Inde, and Farina. Color. Oh, Clorinde. I was so confused. There's like Clorinde. Oh, Clorinde. Okay. Clorinde and Farina. Okay, okay. You're like maybe the third or the fourth person that I've heard from rumors of a Farina rerun. Wow, they seem to be a lot of different characters in that are rumored to rerun in 4.7. Like I hear some people talk about Farina, I hear some people talk about Al-Haytham. I forget, like I think I remember like 2 or 3 other characters before, but then the rumors sort of don't talk about them anymore. Even though I have 3 faith. Yikes. Well, 3 fates, but being at 89 pity and at guaranteed, still, not a bad deal. Oh yeah, that's right. Bounties. Okay, about Farina? I see myself. Can't see myself using her. Really? I mean, okay. I do like Farina, and like I really like what she offers, right? Like a huge damage percent buff. But then like that also comes at the cost of needing a good team-wide healer, right? So it's like Farina doesn't feel like Farina alone. Like her kit, like the stuff that you benefit from having Farina on the team. Like I don't see Farina as like Farina's kit and her benefits as just Farina alone. Like very often I think about her and in as if she's 2 characters. Because to fully utilize her kit, you also need, like I said, a really good team-wide healer. But you don't want just any good team-wide healer, because like that would be terrible, right? Like a character slot just for healing and no other value, right? Like so typically you'd want some other extra value, like VV for example, right? Like so somebody like a Jean or a Zhanyun, right? Like Zhanyun can also give you like enable you to plunge depending on like who your on-fielder is, like if they're a plunge DPS, right? And Farina is in some ways sort of similar to Zhanyun, where she made a lot of basically insignificant and almost just flat out useless characters back then a little more usable. Not just to the same degree as Zhanyun, but Zhanyun also significantly changes how those characters play. Yeah. But yeah, I get what you mean, because like the only team that I have on my account that I can use Farina in, and I feel like she's actually very effective in, is Freeze. And I am very happy though about Farina's AoE all-field hydro application, because it just seems so like mindless and brain dead. In fact, like very often I have issues with it applying too much hydro. Like for example, when I'm what team was it? Oh, like for example, when I ran Farina in a Xiaoluk team, where I use Zhanyun and Diluc and Farina, and then Diluc is like a plunge DPS. Sometimes I find it a little annoying that Farina's hydro summons last so long that they will just keep applying hydro, but which means like for my next rotation, for my rotation after the first one, I will have trouble putting pyro on the enemy and keeping pyro long enough that I can swirl pyro to apply VV. Especially because I don't want to farm, I really don't want to farm this set for Zhanyun, because the other artifact in the domain, just I hate it. It's useless for me. So that's why I still have VV on her. But VV setups on Zhanyun are kind of annoying. Took me 2 patches to not hate her, yet I only like her personality. Her kit is so try-hard maxing. Well, I get what you like, why you feel that way about her kit, because yeah, like I said, like there's a trade-off, right? Other than like you needing energy, obviously, like there's also the trade-off of like having to replace somebody else. Like not only is Furina replacing like your Hydro character on that team, you also have to replace somebody else with your good team-wide healer. So she's like, to fully utilize her and to actually benefit from having her from the team, and benefit from having Furina replace somebody on your already established teams, you now have to also put in a lot of effort into like investing a lot into her, as well as the other character, like your good team-wide healer. So yeah, I get why you feel that way. Like she feels like she's such a try-hard maxing kind of character. And yeah, especially because we do have a very similar character as well. Somebody who has off-field Hydro application, somebody who has damage percent, a damage percent bonus. You have Yelan. Yelan does that. Albeit, you know, and they're both similar in terms of that the fact that their damage buff is ramping up. Now, in Furina's case, you cannot ramp up if you do a lot if you don't have a good team-wide healer. But you know, which is a limitation. But you can quickly ramp up a lot higher in a shorter amount of time if you have a good team-wide healer. Whereas in Yelan's case, you just have to wait for time, and there's no way for you to mess up and like slow down the ramp up. But there's also no way for you to speed up the ramp up damage bonus. But then overall, like Furina's damage percent buff is, while higher than Yelan's, it's also not like that much higher. It's pretty high, like it's a significant amount higher. But then like for the trade-offs that you're making, like by the let's say, let me think. I'm trying to think of a team where you could replace Yelan with Furina. I can't think of anything. Oh, okay. Freeze team. Yeah. Let's say a freeze team. No, that's not a good team. I can't think of one. I'm sorry. I'm not big-brained enough to think of teams in real time. Hyper Bloom. Okay, well, Hyper Bloom doesn't really benefit that much from having Furina. Unless maybe if you have Alhaitham. Yeah, like if you have Alhaitham maybe, I guess. Alhaitham and Nahida sort of benefit from having Furina in there. But oh yeah, okay, that, you know what? Never mind. That is a pretty good example. Okay, so let's say Alhaitham, what is it called? Quick Bloom, right? Yeah, Alhaitham Quick Bloom. So Alhaitham, Yelan, Nahida, and let's say Kuki. All right, so you have a single. You have one healer, single target healer on the team, which is generally enough. But if we swap out Yelan for Furina, Furina's gonna drain everyone's HP, which means you're gonna need a lot more healing. A lot more, you're gonna need a lot more healing than what Kuki can give you. right? Because like obviously Kuki can't heal your on-field character if your on-field character hasn't taken any damage, which means you're not gonna be able to max out Farina's fanfare, which means you're not really gaining much from having Farina on the team. And like the only benefit you get from it is like your Hydro app is now AoE, but it's also a little slower. So, but then now, okay, what do? You wanna fully utilize Farina's buff to justify replacing Yelan in there. So you got a team-wide healer. And then, okay, who are the Hyper Bloom proccers that we have? Raiden Shogun, not a healer. Kuki, already healer, but not enough. So we're gonna have to replace somebody else. Can't replace Alhaitham. He does a lot. He contributes a lot of damage to the team. Obviously, can't replace Farina. Okay, so who can we replace? We can replace Nahida with Baizhu. Now, we've lost Nahida's personal damage, but we've gained Baiju's good team-wide healing, which makes Farina's buff, which makes it so that we can benefit a lot more from Farina's buff without a good team-wide healer. So we lost damage by replacing Nahida, but we're gaining damage from Farina's higher damage percent buff. But now that we've replaced Nahida, only Alhaitham can take advantage of it. So it's like, is it even better? In the end, is it even a better team? Will in the end, after like everything's been said and done, will it do more damage per second? Right? There was a lot of trading happening. There was a lot of trade-offs. So like in the end, I think like only testing and or math can tell you whether it was worth it or not. I really only pulled Farina as a mono hydro support. In my case, because I'm a pretty old player, right? So I was here when Morgana was a thing, which means I still have my Morgana team, and I really like using my Morgana team. In fact, even now, like I will find any excuse to use it. And I've found Farina to be a lot better as a freeze enabler, a hydro freeze enabler, to be a lot better than my Mona. I don't have Kokomi, and I actually think that Farina is a better hydro applier than Kokomi, because Kokomi's jellyfish is stationary, whereas like if you're fighting mobile enemies that teleport around, enemies that run around, dash around, etc., Farina will auto target those. Right, AOE, much longer, much higher uptime, basically 100% uptime. Whereas, okay, Mona has what 6 seconds, and Kokomi, you can potentially have permanent uptime, but you'd need to build her with enough energy recharge, and you would have to make sure to burst before the jellyfish expires. Not too late that your jellyfish is gone, but not too early that you're not fully utilizing the duration of your skill. Right, so like that was one of the main reasons. Another reason was the fact that she was the she was the first Archon that I didn't skip on release. Ooh, jeez. All right. She was she was the first Archon that I sort of pledged to myself that I wouldn't skip on release, because I've skipped every single Archon on release, and I've regretted every single one. So when I heard about Furina's kit, when I started to learn about it, I sort of pledged to myself that I wouldn't skip Furina and regret it maybe.
闇来たる破滅の時なるカウントダウン開始だ
Oh no, the skill didn't hit. I don't have the thing. Darn it.
私と打ち合う気かいいだろう私に挑む資格を認めてやる
Wish I could have leveled her past level 1 though. Her past level 1? Sorry, who are you talking about? Danny. What's Kuki doing there? In this team? Just it's a sort of it's a Hyper Bloom team. I know this Hyper Bloom team could be a lot better with Raiden Shogun. But like I've gotten really tired of having to keep swapping Raiden Shogun between her damage, her DPS build and her EM build. Where are you? Oh dear. Okay, this is the big disadvantage that I've found with Nibelet is like you have to be. You're sort of. It's almost like you have. Okay, I believe Jeff calls it circle impact. It's almost a little bit like circle impact, where like okay, if your Dragon Balls are over here, and your enemy just so happens to teleport over here, now you're screwed. What characters use E as the main damage? Not talking about like Hu Tao, more like Chevreuse. Does Chevreuse even does anyone even try to make Chevreuse do damage? I don't think I've ever seen or heard anyone talk about making Chevreuse do damage. A character that uses E as their main source of damage. Do we even have any? Like, okay, you said not like Hu Tao, because technically Hu Tao's is like her main source of damage is charged attacks, but who does that with their E? Diluc? Yeah, Diluc. Not Beidou. Beidou's burst does a lot of damage. A lot more damage than her skill. Let me see. In a melt team, that could be Kaya. Yeah, like his E it has a pretty decent multiplier. So if you can melt it with a properly built Kaya, that's a decent amount of damage. Oh, Yaimiko. Yeah, okay, Yaimiko. Nahida. Trying to think. Oh, Geo guy. What's his name? Where is he? Albedo. Oh my god, I forgot. Albedo, Chiori, Navia. I think that's it. I guess Furina. Yeah, a lot of her personal damage is in her skill. Can you give me team suggestions for Spiral Abyss, bro? I'm suffering. Sweet Bluff. If you can tell us, wait, hang on. If your account is relatively new and you have like you have very few characters, you could tell us here in chat, or we could have a much better answer for you. Like, let's say if you have, if your account is pretty old and you have a lot of characters already, and like it'd be too many to name in a YouTube message, in a YouTube stream chat, then it would be a lot better if you get on our Discord server and like send us like a screenshot so that we could see what characters you have, like a screenshot of this screen right here, and like if you have more down there, like scroll down and like take another screenshot. Yeah, we could give you like a much better answer, because we can't just suggest the team to you. Like, you know, what if you don't have those characters, right? Hey, what's up, Mr. J? Have you caused problems for Batman yet today? Hey, that rhymes. I didn't mean to do that, but I just realized. Hey, Mr. Day, have you caused problems for Batman yet today? Hey, hey, hey. Have you guys seen that movie? What was that movie again? Big something. Wait, what was the name of that movie? I forgot. Oh, Fat Albert. Hey, 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 it's Fat Albert. Wait, 1969? Oh, it's a... Okay. It's like the original cartoon. Fat Albert, what year was this? Wait, it's that old? 1972? There's no way. No, okay, 2004. Jeez. All right, 1972 was the cartoon. So the movie was 2004. Oh, geez, that's a lot of characters. Hang on. I think I'm gonna have to copy that. Okay, this is a lot of characters, and I really would have preferred for this just to be a screenshot. But hey, I appreciate you taking the time to type them all out, man. Okay, it's taking me a while to like make a list of them, make it into a list form, because like in this form it's really hard for me to see who you have, because it's sort of just like a wall of text for me. So I'm making it into a list. Onanaida. Okay, you have a bunch of characters, so I'm gonna assume this is a rather old account. Like maybe anywhere from like AR-55 to 57, maybe, depending on how active you've been. Okay, you have Arlecchino as well. All right. Okay, you have a lot of choices. Can you explain to Thriller what it means by main damage E and not E who buffs a normal attack? Yeah, okay. I mean, alright, I haven't been following your guys' conversation, but having dinner and watching the cops gang up on unmanned civilians once again. Oh, sorry, unmanned? What? Unarmed. Unarmed civilians, lol. Okay, I haven't been following your guys' conversation, but okay. Thriller, I think what Mighty is asking about are characters who do a majority of their who get a majority of their damage from their skill. And he's not including characters that get an infusion from their skill or like get a buff from their skill, and then in the end like they do charged attacks, right? Because like in Huatao, for example, she gets a lot of attack from her skill, but ultimately what does damage is her charged attacks, not her skill. Oh man. Okay, come on. Now down here. Alright, we got a few hits in there. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, I would have preferred the other attack, but this is okay too. And I missed my E. I missed Sigewinne. Wow, that was pretty fast. Picture mic level? What's wrong with my mic level? Could barely hear you over the combat. Yeah, it's just the weekly bosses. Like I don't know if you noticed, but like everything like in the overworld in Abyss is like super quiet. But then like weekly bosses, not all weekly bosses apparently, because like this weekly boss seems to be pretty quiet. So the loudest weekly bosses that I can think of are, so number one is the Scaramouche weekly boss. I hate fighting him. It's like so number one, I hate fighting him because like he's such a time waster kind of boss. Like he just makes you sit there and wait and have to deal with his mechanics. You can't just like, you know, you can't just like bang your head against him and like finish the fight ASAP. But like he'll actually force you to have to deal with his mechanics. And on top of that, he's so loud. They'll stream Monday? Kinda. If you live in the in the Americas, like North or South America, then it would have been like a yesterday and today stream. But if you live maybe in anywhere from Europe eastward, then it would have been a double stream Monday, yeah. And today, I apparently just learned that the Narwhal weekly boss is pretty loud as well. Well, I guess if you think about it, okay, technically Narwhal not a whale, but whales are really loud. I think I remember reading somewhere that whales are like among the loudest creatures, like living creatures ever. Narwhal is as loud as he is fat. Okay. Gotta drain both Narwhal's HP and volume bar. I mean, I don't like look at this, right? Like I'm listening to the audio with this weekly boss. It's fine. It's just those bosses. It's just the Narwhal and Scaramouche. Maybe because this boss doesn't actually make a sound, like, and it's just music that we're hearing. Well, I guess his attacks make a sound, but like they're not super loud or anything. They're just normal. It's just those weekly bosses. I like fighting Dvalin because one oof and he's dead. You know, I really like fighting Dvalin because I have Ganyu. it's so unfair. It feels like they designed Dvalin without Ganyu in mind. Maybe like when they designed the Dvalin fight and like did the math for his total HP, the idea, like, Ganyu wasn't conceived yet. Like the idea of what Ganyu's kit was gonna be wasn't conceived yet. It's so unfair. I feel like I'm bullying a dragon. At least people still fight Dvalin. I don't know about Andros. I'm sure a lot of newer players still fight them. So, okay, what was his name again? Somebody needed a team. I forgot, hang on. What was his name? Sweet Bluff. Okay, there you are. Sweet Bluff, are you still in chat? Oh, there you are. Okay, okay. Sorry it took me a while, man. All right. I have a really long list of your characters. Yeah, all right. So Amber, Baizhu. Okay, yeah, Baizhu, Barbara, Beidou, Bennett, Charlotte. Okay, Chongyun. Okay. So Bennett. Let's see. Let's try and separate national team first, because like that'll be like a good default team in case we can't come up with like any other team. Okay. Kazuha, Bennett, Xingqiu. Yes, okay, Xingqiu and Shengling. Alright. Okay. Yanfei, Yunjin, Arlecchino, Rosaria. Okay. Razor, Mona, Kuki. Okay, so let's try and put Kuki. I'm, by the way, I'm like moving names around in a list on a notepad. And I think I remember you had Nahida. Okay, Nahida. All right, let's try and separate those. Nahida. You had Xingqiu. Yelan. No Yelan. Farina. No Farina. You do have Mona. Makes it kind of okay. All right, so you don't have Yelan, you don't have Farina. Doesn't seem like you can run a Hyper Bloom team and a Vape team at the same time. So we're gonna have to forego that. Baizhu. Okay, so you do have Baizhu. Reminet. Gaming. Goro. Lisa. Lynette. Yeah. Okay, let's try and group together our cryo characters. See if we can come up with a freeze team for you. Rosaria, Yoon, Diluc, Dia, Gamin Goro, Baizhu, Beidou. Let me see. Hazo, Sucrose, Traveler, Yanfei, Injin, Arlecchino. Okay. So Yunjin and Arlecchino, I don't hear people talk about Yunjin being a support for Arlecchino very often. Like, is there a reason for that? Am I missing something? I don't know why. I feel like they would work well together because, like, obviously Yunjin's a normal attack buffer. Is it because Arlecchino's normal attacks are AoE that you would eat through her, like, the limited number of hits that her buff gives you? Yo, chill out, guys. Complaints can also be suggestions. Just that's it. Nobody was harmed in the making of this film. How AoE her attacks are. Yeah, like that. It eats through, like, I don't remember how many hits that was. Like, it was something like 20 or something. And I imagine, like, Yoimiya is fine because, like, single target. But AoE, oops. What was that again? Okay, how many hits was that again? I don't remember. Does the number of hits go up according to level? I don't remember. How many hits? How many hits? Is it a passive? No, it's not a passive. Where is it? Okay. Alright. So, okay. I don't remember, but let's just assume you can team Yunjin up with Arlecchino. Okay, let's say Yunjin, Bennett, Arlecchino, Zhongli. No Zhongli. Okay, we're gonna have to pair this with somebody that has damage reduction, which would be Beidou, because you can't heal Arlecchino. Okay. Sorry, Sweet. What was that name again? Sweet Fluff? Sweet Bluff? Bluff. Yeah. Sorry, man. Like, I'm trying to group together different potential teams on your account. Okay, Lisa, Lynette. Hazo, Sucrose, Traveler. Okay, Sucrose can also take Kazuha's place as well in a vape or a melt team. Okay. Hyper Bloom, you can go. Oh, okay. All right. Here's the team. Okay, so you could just go Yunjin. Okay, there's no healer. Oh, there is a healer. That's fine. There's Bennett. Yeah, so Yunjin, Arlecchino, Bennett, Beidou. Now the thing with Beidou though is, like, she's very conditional. You either do a lot of damage with her, or she does something. If you're fighting only one enemy, or if you're fighting so many enemies, then her burst, like chain lightning, really only hits one person. Because if you're doing it on just one enemy, it won't chain. But if you're fighting specifically two enemies, then it's gonna bounce back and forth over and over between the two, which allows her to do a lot more damage. So Yunjin is just basically a Arlecchino normal attack buffer, nothing else. Bennett, attack buffer for Arlecchino, and a potential healer for your other characters that may need healing. Arlecchino can basically heal herself, but just by using burst. Let's see. Overload Arlecchino with Chevy is pretty good. Oh, that's one. Did he say he has Chevrus? Chevrus. No Chevrus. Okay. Wait, really? No, I didn't just misplace the name, did I? No, no Chevrolet. Okay. Let's see. Lynette, Goro, Gaming, Official, Farzan. Oh, Official. Okay. Official's good, but we don't really have. Okay, let me see. All right. So we have okay, and remaining team. Oh, I guess. Okay, hang on. Who would be better, Kazuha or Yunjin? Like, who would buff Arlecchino more? I think Kazuha would, right? Because like, not only the damage percent buff, but also the VV. Beta would have destroyed the second half if it weren't for the yep. Yeah, that boss is pretty limiting. I also recently did just a fun run in Abyss, and I tried just a straight up aggravate team, and it took care of the what do I even call him? I don't want to say his name. It's so long. No. Okay, it's not long. It's just cringe to say. Inic I don't even know how to read it properly. Iniquitous? Iniquitous? Baptist? Is there a meme name for this dude? Vivian buff. Very helpful, man. Congrats on finally comprehending my message. Have a good day. Alright. Dude, guys, just chill out, man. It's just an internet conversation. It's just random people that you met online. Just chill out. There's no reason to get your blood pressure up. Although you guys are probably young, so you guys probably don't have to worry about that yet. But hey, age comes for everyone. Time is very unbiased, but also unfair, because like it really doesn't care whether you're in an emergency or not. It will not slow down. It's too darn hot and my back hurts. It's all right, man. Yeah, it's ooh, heat and humidity. They certainly shorten they certainly shorten people's fuses. I will say that. It's really hard to stay patient, like in when the weather's really hot or really humid. Oh, just RJ anyway. Well, I'm not middle-aged yet. But I'm certainly not young either. So I'm not gonna hide my age, but I'm also not gonna say it like right away. So I'm a 90s and 2000s kid. And like that alone should tell you. $30 something. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. 30 how old am I? 31? Am I 31 already? Hang on. I has math for yeah, 32. 32. All right, that took me a while. I'm in my 20s, so just started working yesterday. Oh, all right, cool. Congrats, man. How was your first day? You've already told in the past stream. I have, yeah, I have. I don't really mind telling people how old I am. I stopped doing the math, the age math after I hit 30. Right? It just sort of like time just feels weird. Like once you hit 30 or like once you come close to 30, it just like it's different. It's just like every year just sort of feels the same. 29 feels like 30, 30 feels like 30, 31 and 32. Like every year just feels the same. I'm 8 years old, just stole my mom's credit card for C6 Arlecchino. Or you're like that Singaporean girl, like from that news from like 2 years ago, who apparently spent $20,000 in Genshin. Swiped all of it on her dad's credit card. And she wasn't even a kid. Like she was like, how old was she? 16 or 18? Like, so she knew exactly what she was doing. Yeah, she knew exactly what she was doing. Like there's no doubt about it. Like she's not like 8 years old, right? Like for example in okay, what's an example of like a children's game? Okay, like Zombie Tsunami or something. I don't know if you guys even know that game. Zombie Tsunami, there's like in-game currency, but then like you buy that in-game currency with a certain in-game currency that they have. It's like with okay, like yeah, let's take Genshin for example, right? Like what we want is Primo Gems. But then you can buy Primogems with Genesis crystals. So it's like there's like multiple layers of like in-game currencies. And like it's at some point you sort of just lose track and at some point you don't realize that it connects to real world money. So for an 8-year-old, for a 6, 7, 8-year-old, it's understandable that they won't understand that. Like, because they generally don't even understand the value of money. Like, they don't know how much $100 is, right? Like, they know the number, but they don't know how much in terms of, like, how much effort it is to earn that much. But, like, the 16-year-old, an 18-year-old? No, that girl knew exactly what she was doing. Okay, anyway, Sweet Bluffs. So, here's 2 teams. But I'm sure, like, you have a significant roster, so I'm sure you could come up with, like, a couple other teams as well. So one is Kazuha, Arlecchino, Bennett, Beidou. The other one is, let me see, Kuki Shinobu, Nahida, and Xingqiu. And a 4th character. Who would be a good 4th character for this? I mean, like, just those 3 really would be enough as long as you build them well. Like, you don't even, like, it's a very low investment team. Yeah, you don't even need to build that much. Like, you just need to kind of build Nahida. Just give Kuki Shinobi, level Kuki to 90. Give her as much EM as you can. And then Xingqiu, just build him with enough energy recharge so that you can burst all the time. And that's it. Team's done. Like, that's it. That is an end game team already right there. Let me see. What other teams? Okay, so let's complete this other team first. 4th character. I guess Baizhu would be okay. Yeah, Baizhu would be an okay 4th member of this team. Baizhu. What are the? There are so many variations of Hyper Bloom teams. There's like variations. Like, what was the other? What were the other ones? Salad, Hyper Fridge. I don't understand like which one is which, but like they're different variations. Specifically depend on which cryo character you add to the team and which dendro and electro characters. Their parents just ignorant and don't care. Well, you know, once his teenage daughter spent $20,000 on a video game, then they cared. Americans be like, things like that are rare in my country. I know you can't keep an eye on your kids every second, but you can't underestimate the Herculean task. If you do, it's on you. Yeah, right. I mean, like, yes, and it's also very suffocating to keep an eye on them, like all the time. Like you just have to, you just have to let them be sometimes as well, right? Just so they can experience the world on their own. Like if they trip and fall over and cry, like you don't have to immediately run to their side and like pick them up and like tell them everything's gonna be okay. Like you have to let them be for a little bit as well. But it's also completely your responsibility what they do until they're 18. Well, technically being a parent is like, it's a lifetime duty, but legally they're your responsibility until they're 18. But then like what's the word I'm looking for? Ethically, you can take responsibility for them for as long as you want. I think has sucrose, hyperphage. Oh yes, that's the one. Like I think it was like either Fischl or Beidou, and then sucrose, whereas sucrose is the one proccing Hyperbloom by swirling Electro. I think that was it. The safe route is just don't get a credit card. I mean, like, the thing is too, like, credit cards are like, yeah, they're like money pits. They're like a trap but they're only a trap if you're irresponsible enough to fall into it. Because they're a trap, but then like it's also like very clearly labeled it's a trap. Like the bank doesn't hide how it works. In fact, they're legally obliged to tell you how it works. Right? It's like a trap, but there's like a giant sign over it. I'm a trap. And if you fall for that trap and you end up, you know, being stuck in like an endless loop of debt, where you could barely pay off interest for the rest of your life, then, well, that's, you know, like obviously you can't get a credit card as a minor, which means you're legally an adult by the time that you can get your own credit card. So, you know, you were responsible for your actions. Right? So, but credit cards are also very handy for, they're very handy for very certain situations, like, very certain situations, like, for example, what's a good example? Okay, let's say you just so happen to not have any cash right now, but you need, like, on-hand cash. But then, like, they won't allow you to, like they don't take credit cards, right? And, okay, now, I think banks offer different services, right? Like, obviously. But, here in the Philippines, at least my bank, for example, they offer something that they call credit to cash, where they take your credit limit and then they can lend you that amount in cash. So it's really handy. Plus, like, let's say, for example, you get yourself into a pickle and like you really need cash badly right now. Basically, it's like an instant, like, it's a way, it's a way. It's a place for you to instantly just be able to borrow money without having to bother your friends about it, without having to bother your family about it. Like, sure, there's interest, but also, wouldn't you feel bad if you borrowed money from your friends or your parents or like your family and you didn't make it up for them, make it up to them somehow, right? Like, interest, I guess, but then like it kind of feel weird, right? Like you're paying interest, like maybe if they're, I don't know, maybe your friend or your family, whoever you're borrowing money from, like they're like very business minded, so it's okay for them if you do that. But then other than that, if they're not like that, then maybe you'd like treat them out to dinner or something, right? Whereas like at a bank, okay, just You don't have to tell your whole story to them. You don't have to spend a whole afternoon telling your whole story. You just go to the bank, say, hey, I need this cash. And like, because, okay, the fact that they approved you a credit card means that they trust you enough with that amount of money. Child gets, after he gets free 8k primos by typing 8 numbers in the top-up page. Ooh. Oh wow, these numbers, man. I have to remember these numbers. Oh, this cool card that has 8 numbers on it. It gives me Primo Gems in Genshin. This is awesome. Speaking of raising children, my mom's, no, my BF's mom. Okay, sorry. Alright, I swear I was gonna read it as my mom's BF. Oh my god. My BF's mom said that she taught her children to wash dishes, wash clothes, do stuff at a very young age. Now they're independent and very capable people. Oh, that's, you know, that's very important. Like, teaching your children to be able to do stuff that they're going to do for the rest of their lives. And just like when they ask you to teach them to do that stuff, you don't ignore them. You teach them. You don't get impatient and say, I'll do it. No, you teach them. You won't always be there to do it for them. Being business-minded is an excuse to be an if any of my homies ask for interest, they get booted immediately. Well, okay, homies, I guess those are a certain type of friend, right? When let's say, okay, when it comes to let's say you're a you own a business, like not a small business, but like a decently sized business, like medium-sized business. You have a couple other businesses. I'm doing air quotes right now, by the way. Friends are very likely to also be those kind of people, you know, people just like you, businessmen or women. And when you borrow money from your, air quotes again, friend, they're gonna expect interest. Or if not interest, then they're gonna expect you to owe them a favor, which you're gonna have to return when they ask for that favor. So yeah. Well, technically, maybe less a friend and more like a social circle in that regard, but yes. Anyway, what was that? Sweet Bluff. Sorry, did you hear the teams that I mentioned earlier? So you had an Arlecchino an Arlecchino sort of overload team, but not really. Like you will see overload, but you're not relying on overload to do damage. You're mainly relying on Arlecchino and Beidou to do damage. In a situation where you have a single enemy, you might want to replace Beidou with Fischl. Yeah, you might want to replace Beidou with Fischl. If you're fighting like a lot of enemies, like more than, I don't know, like more than 5 at a time, then Fischl would be better. If you're fighting only one enemy, then Fischl would be better than Beidou. But if you're fighting exactly 2 enemies, maybe 3, Beidou would be better. But the problem with Beidou though is she's very burst reliant, which means you're gonna need to build her. So number 1, obviously to do damage, but number 2, you're gonna have to build enough energy recharge on her so that you can actually burst on her, because if you can't, then Beidou doesn't really do anything. But the counter mechanic is pretty fun to play if you get used to it, especially if you have low ping. It's very fun to use if you have low ping. If You have high ping though. Yikes. But yeah. Let's see. Okay. Not really anyone else useful here. So yeah, Kuki Shinobu, Nahida, Xingqiu, and a fourth character. Who would be a good fourth character for this team? I guess, yeah, Fischl or Beidou would be a good fourth character of this team. Yeah. Other than that, of course, you also have Xingqiu already. You have Bennett, so you can just run national. You can run national with Sucrose. Where's Sucrose's name? Okay, there it is. Sucrose or Kazuha. And Xingqiu, Xiangling, and Bennett. But that would mean that your Arlecchino will not have Bennett, and your Hyper Bloom will not have Xingqiu, which in Hyper Bloom's case will basically be, well, it means the team doesn't work because you don't have Yelan, and your Arlecchino will likely be a lot weaker without Bennett. Now, I'm sure a proper theory crafter will be able to give you a lot more teams for from the roster that you have, but I don't really want to spend like another 3 hours sitting here trying to theory craft like a bunch of the other variations of Hyper Bloom team because like Hyper Bloom team has like a lot of variations, so I really don't want to sit here for the next 3 hours talking about the different variations of Hyper Bloom. And my speakers are not working again. This is why I'm... Okay, I can hear. Alright, you're good. Okay, I'm done on this account anyway, so let's move over. Yeah. Alright, third account. Second team, I use Kazuha National. Hang on. Hyper Bloom team, you mentioned, I use it. But for a second team, I use Kazuha National. So, wait. How do you use... What? How do you use your Kazuha National team when you're using Hyper Bloom? Because you don't have Yelan. At least that's the list that I got from you, right? Yeah, you don't have Yelan, which means you don't really... I guess you can use Mona. But like her off-field hydro application it's slow, and from what I remember, her skill, like the summon thing that she has, doesn't apply strong cryo hydro rather. Oh no. I messed up. Okay. Hang on, how do I even out my resin? I had 17 resin on my... Okay, 17, 40. Okay, I think I can still even out my resin. 90, I'd get 30 left. Oh man. Okay, no, this is wrong. 30 plus 60, 90 again. This is annoying. I hate this. I hate it when I do this. My resin is uneven. Please, don't just enjoy your stream. Yeah. I mean, yeah, so those are the teams that I would recommend because, like, so I don't know, I'm confused. Like, you said you play Kazuha National and your second team is Hyper Bloom. So how do you, like, you have one Xingqiu. How do you play Xingqiu in both? Is Kazuha Xingqiu, Xiangling, Bennett? Okay, so yeah, that's Kazuha National. But what about your Hyper Bloom team? Who's your Hydra applier? You can just send. Wait. You can just join RJ Love to send paragraph of team there. Oh. All right. In case you're wondering what Babesh is talking about, he's talking about joining our Discord server so that I could send you a paragraph as an answer. Well, technically it's more than one paragraph, but yeah, I sort of when people ask me questions like these on especially if I can feel like they're a very new player, like they don't understand a lot of the fundamentals in the game, like I will give them basically what amounts to like a thesis as an answer to their question. Hey, what's up, Scorf? Good to see you, man. How you doing? Armpit lady. You don't have armpit lady. Oh wait, I remember seeing I think it was Doro. Doro's like the YouTuber who when he's shocked, he's like he eats his microphone. That guy's Doro, right? I mean, you don't have to, Sweet Bluff, but you can if you want to. If you want my opinion specifically, you can just ping me on our Discord server. My name is Elvis Einstein there. But of course, there's a lot of really smart people. A lot of people that are way smarter than me on our Discord server. Oh, okay. Wait, what? There's 2 spots. What is this immune to? Hydro damage. Dora reacts like it's the first time he's seeing anything. Love him though. I mean, you know, he has to entertain, right? it's his job. He has to entertain because like if you guys, I'm sure you guys have seen this clip of like somebody in Russia, like just some random dude driving down the highway and like literally in front of him, very clearly visible on his dash cam, a meteor crashing to Earth. Like not very big, but like very visible, very bright. And the dude just like, what is that thing called? Like, you know, the thing that you like you swipe down, no, like that you bring down like to cover the sun or like something bright. The guy just covers it up and like just, I don't know, like just driving like any other day. Right? Like, if Doro or like any YouTuber or like streamer is just like that, then like they're a very knowledge-based type of creator where they're just providing like knowledge or like information and they're not into entertainment and stuff. And sure, maybe they could work, but if they're not, then they have to be in the business of entertainment, therefore react or overreact. Mabuhay. Hey, what's up, Ems? Insert Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast. Mr. Beast thumbnail. Yeah, like oh, if you guys, I'm sure you guys have noticed, but on YouTube, it's very evident on YouTube. But it's also the case on other video sharing platforms. But a lot of thumbnails nowadays involve a creator's face or someone's face with a very strong emotion on it. Very often you'll see like a shocked face on a thumbnail. And it's just, reactions are a form of entertainment. Well, I mean, is it entertainment though? Like, is it really entertainment? I don't really want to call it entertainment, but like, I think it has more to do with controversy, I guess. It's not always controversial, but like, you as a viewer want to see how your favorite creator reacts to a certain thing, right? Whether it be a controversy or something nice, something funny. I guess curiosity, maybe? But then some people have watched or followed their favorite creators for so long that they know their personalities in and out, that they can basically tell what their reaction is gonna be, but they still just want to see it. So I don't think curiosity is the right word there, but yeah. Or Ningguang with TTDS Arlecchino. Ningguang with TTDS Arlecchino, Bennett Kazuha. Ningguang with TTDS. I mean, I guess you could use... Okay, so aside from TTDS, I don't know, I feel like it's sort of a waste in the character slot. Who else? Oh, Mona. You have Mona. So Mona would be a much better fit there. Okay, a little harder to build. But, so remember, Mona's burst is like the omen thing, right? Like, it debuffs enemies. And she's a catalyst user. So you could put TTDS on her. Right, and that's a pretty big damage increase. Now, the issue with it though is you're gonna have to put TTDS on her and somehow be able to give her enough energy recharge to burst every rotation. I guess you don't have to if you don't mind. If you don't mind not bursting every rotation, although you're losing out on the Omen buff if you're not bursting every rotation. I guess that's gonna be up to you. Like, if you can build her with enough energy recharge even with TTDS, that would be perfect. You don't really need to make her do damage though. If you can, that would be even better. It's not that hard to make her do some damage, not a lot of damage, because like her burst multiplier is pretty high. And you're going to likely be leveling her burst, anyway, because you want the Omen enemy debuff to be higher. Monolith. Oh no, Monolith is 2020. Why Zhongli in this team? Zhongli just for comfort. Yeah, Zhongli, if you played StarCraft Brood War, Zhongli is basically power overwhelming anywhere. So like, yeah, basically turn off all damage. Turn off all damage. So if you don't want to worry about getting an off back or dying or taking any damage whatsoever, then hey, Zhongli, just type power overwhelming or stop to Zhongli, hold E, done. Close-up shot of an over-exaggerated reaction. Right, exactly, right? Exactly. That's what YouTube thumbnails are all about nowadays. Like, oh, I remember sitting in on an M-Tashed stream. I remember watching like one or two of M-Tashed streams, and the guy is very realistic. Like, he really just doesn't mind like showing what he does, explaining why he does things, etc. Like, and I remember sitting in that stream just lurking. I didn't even say anything, but there were a couple of times, like when he would say he's gonna record a video, and then before that, like he would try and he would try and take screenshots of his face, like from the stream. Like he would do like certain reactions, right? Like he would put his hands over his head and like have like a shocked like facial expression, or like an angry facial expression, whatever, and then he would use that as a thumbnail. He would use that as a thumbnail for the video that he's about to record. Are they taking any damage at all with Furina in his place? Well, you know, it's me. I'm lazy, and I just hate when, okay, especially when I'm not streaming. I just really don't want to be bothered by anything. So the more brain dead easy content is, the better for me. Cause like when I'm not streaming and I'm playing Genshin, let's say I'm just doing dailies, I'm using resin, then I'm sort of just on autopilot, and like I really just don't wanna be bothered to like use a few more brain cells than I need. To buff and walk on water. Yeah, that. I hardly ever use Furina in the overworld though, because like when I said when I go into like autopilot mode, Furina, so she drains, like, okay, even if I have Zhongli on the team, I'm still draining everyone's HP. So I'm gonna feel a little anxious that everyone is at 50% HP. So then I'll have to actually put in the effort to think about putting in a healer. Like a team-wide healer, and I'm actually gonna have to think about healing every now and then. Oh yeah, that's right. I can get an achievement by feeding the cat here. Furina's devil minions start attacking anything that moves. They do actually. And sometimes more often it's actually been a bit of a detriment to me. Because like sometimes I will want to change my teams, and then I'll realize, oh, there's red arrows on my screen. I'll realize, oh, Furina's summonings attacked them from like 50 feet away. They wouldn't have seen me otherwise. And now that they've seen me, now I can't change teams. Alright, weekly bosses, I guess. Oh wait, I think there's... Yeah, I haven't... Let's see. Okay, let's claim... Yeah, okay. Let's claim one reward. Oh, apparently I haven't done all of it. Okay, plus overheals. Sorry, what? What do you mean by cookie plus overheals? Furina's, they attack every piece of furniture they see. They're like cats. they're like cats, or like young dogs. They'll attack every piece of furniture they can see. Stop. Thank you.
私と打ち合う気か。
How long do the draconic stats
破滅の時なる。
last again? I don't know how many
煉
seconds.
獄の投影に過ぎない。
Oops. Wow, that hurts.
無駄な抵抗はやめろ。
Really hurts.
逃しはしない。騒ぐな。ガンザラはびこりなさい。渚のリン。私と打ち合う気か。いいだろう。私に挑む資格を認めてやる。 善意を焼き尽くした
I
刃。
should not have done that. Okay, let's get our
届けると
crystallized.
いい。
There. And hey, spread. And quicken as well. Oops. Oh, come on. Anyone but Farina overheals. The heals become party-wide. Anyone but Farina overheals. What? Oh, are you saying like you switch Farina over into a healing mode or something? Find Baizhu constellations funny. The more you get, the less you play him. C6 just requires for him to exist. I remember Ariwento's making a joke about this when he made his Baizhu video when Baizhu was released. I forgot which constellation it was. It was yeah, I think it's C6 maybe, or like was it C2? There was a constellation where like you literally didn't even need to use him for his healing to kick in.
私は自身の仕事の価値とフォンテーヌの人々がなすことの意義を認めている。星とし無事キョン
No need to switch to Farina into heals. Just have her in your party and let Cookie overheal. That's where heals become party-wide. Let Cookie overheal. How is your Cookie overhealing? Your Cookie is likely on an EM build and will likely only heal like 2k every tick. Wait, is that how it works? Wait, am I missing something? I swear, for the last maybe 2 years, I study a character's kit. And then I just forget about it. I just sort of decide, okay, I'm just gonna use them like this. And then I just completely forget everything else. Wait, is that a thing? Wait. Is that this? After heal, okay, receives healing, source of healing is not Farina herself. Healing overflows. Farina will heal 2% of their, oh. Well, okay. Oh my god. Okay, I can't. Alright. No wonder why I was, very often finding myself very comfortable on HP with just Cookie on the team. Okay. Apparently, there's the overhealing thing for Farina. Oh man, I completely forgot about that. I think Farina's drain is lower than Cookie heals, so she can overheal. Cookie drains 30% of her own HP, but not others, I guess. Yeah. I guess like the only reason why, well, okay, obviously I forgot about the over healing the whole team thing. But the main reason why like I sort of got like pigeonholed. Yeah, like I sort of got pigeonholed into this mindset that I can't use Farina if I, well, it's not that I can't use Farina, but like I can't fully utilize her kit if I don't have a good team wide healer like Zhenyun or Jean or whoever. And so like I still do run Farina in teams where I don't have a team wide healer. Like I only have Bennett in it. But I sort of like when I do that, I sort of just accept that okay, it's fine. I'm not fully utilizing Farina's kit. It's okay, whatever. But I forgot about the whole that passive. D2, but C6 also gives a shield. Basically, you get 100% ult uptime, but it isn't actually his ult. And when you ult, it doubles his heal and shields. Oh god. Well, I guess you know, that actually is a pretty good deal. Making constellations that reduce a character's field time. That's actually pretty good value. Now that I think about it. Right? Especially because a character like Baizhu, it kind of feels bad putting him on the field, especially because he's a 5-star, which means he has a burst animation. Feels bad putting him out on the field and using up a certain amount of time on him when he doesn't really add any damage to the team apart from just maybe enabling dendro reactions. I don't think we have characters like that yet, other than Baizhu. Characters where a constellation just reduces the character's field time. That's actually pretty good. Now that I think about it, that's pretty good. Because it's adding value to the character by making the character less of a burden. I guess. D6 Chi-Chi's game breaking literally forces you to delete the game. Okay. I get it. I went the wrong way. I missed the last shot. Uh-oh. I don't think I have a shield anymore. Ah! Oh, that was close. That was close. 1k. Oh boy. Well, that was loud, probably. If I was Doro, I'd be eating my microphone right now. That's I actually did like I didn't realize, but I was doing like a face that Doro would make when he's like surprised by something. Okay, okay, that's garbage. This is the highest yeah, this is the highest quality copium I've ever had in a while. Crit rate average of 3.1 per roll. Jeez. Yep, we're gonna need pretty high quality copium to keep this thing. But yeah. Yikes. I also love Genuine C6 Unlimited Tactical Burp Strike. You know, okay, Shinran, have you seen I Win to Lose's he had like a showdown video between Zhao, Genuine, and Kazuha? Yeah. Like to see who is the best plunge DPS, like Animo plunge DPS. It was so. It was. I wasn't surprised, but I still thought it was funny seeing who won. Z0 Cloud versus Z0 C0 Baizhu. I don't know. I think I would put both of them at the same amount of value, because like Baizhu is also pretty niche. Yeah, where like Baizhu is sort of like he's like he doesn't really do anything, right? Like other than healing and I guess the shielding, which isn't really even a very good shield. It's just mostly a interruption resistant shield. But there's no, I think Baizhu is more like an objective what's the word I just used? An objective niche. There you go. Like if you need exactly what he does and you know exactly what he does and you need all of that in one character slot, then pull for Baizhu. You need Dendro, you need healing, like good team-wide healing, and you need, you know, like what's the word? Right, and you need Dendro application. Then okay, pull for Baizhu. The resistance interruption sort of shield are sort of just a bonus, right? But then Navia, or sorry, what Navia? Jianyun is sort of like a subjective preference. Like if you like the plunge playstyle and you want to play that on your other characters too, then you get Jianyun. Now Jianyun, you know, is also pretty decent value objectively, but that also has to be like second priority. Like, do you like the playstyle or not? Because if not, then there's not really a reason to even think about the things that the benefits that you get from Genuine, right? Because like if you just don't like the playstyle, then you're not gonna enjoy playing that playstyle. So you'd rather just, you know, not have her. Fair enough. I'll skip from Mary Poppins. And Kazuha is better than Zhao. Are Zhao constellations even that good? I don't think so. I don't remember Zhao constellations even. Well, okay. Oh wait, so I remember I went to Lose's recent video. I forgot what kind of video it was, but there was a point in the video where he was comparing Hu Tao to Arlecchino, and what ended up happening was like he ended up comparing old character constellations to new character constellations, and why why Arlecchino is in a way a power creep to Hu Tao, not because of their multipliers and their skill and attack multipliers, but their constellations. Their constellations. Hu Tao's constellations got power crept, whereas like Hu Tao's constellation C1 makes mainly just makes things comfortable and doesn't really add damage. Whereas a character like Nevillet or Arlecchino's constellations, not only do they add damage, you know, to a certain degree, but they also add comfort. And it's the same thing with Zhao, because like obviously Zhao is like one of the older characters, right? And like if you think about it, constellations from way back then were very tame compared to what they are today. Kind of stopped watching I'm to Lose because of AFK Arena. Because you played AFK Arena, or because he started uploading videos of AFK Arena? Jesse Park hands down the best constellations. 100% extra defense. Oh, I think I remember that, like from way back then, watching like some creators talk about their constellations. Zhao, one of his constellations just gives defense. 100% extra defense, I swear, must have switched albedo and his C4 forgot to fix it back. Defense. Small boys don't weigh that much. Bird mom got extra weights, that helps. Okay, how are we going to even out a resin? So my other accounts now probably have 20 resin. Oh, man, I hate it when I do this, when I forget to do stuff like this. Oh, man, I don't think I can. Let's see. How about using this? I would get about 90, and then I use a condensed 2 resin, and then I would get 14? Yeah. But if I do the same thing on the other accounts, 80. Man, okay. I think I'm gonna have to let my resin cap on all the accounts again, just to even out their resin. Oop, why am I going here? Albedo C4. What? What? Albedo C4 buffs plunging attacks? For real? Oops. Active party members within have their plunging attack damage increased. What is this? What is this? What? Plunging attack damage. That's basically a Zhao constellation. And Zhao HP falls below 50%, 100% defense bonus. All right. That's funny. That's pretty funny. A serious note, a premium Zhao team must be C6 Farzan, C2 Genuine, C4 Albedo. Yeah, but then like since Chiori's been released, then that won't be Albedo anymore. That'll be Chiori. Okay. I can't help but feel like I'm forgetting something. Am I forgetting something? Does she already deal more damage than Albedo? She does, yeah. In fact, yeah, people were referring to Chiori as a just straight up Albedo power creep. Yeah, because their kits are literally, at least the main part of their kit, right? Like off-field geo damage. Like they're basically, you know, like 100% the same. But then Chiori just had more multiplier, like overall multiplier, than Albedo. Oh boy. All right. That was pretty good timing. Like I just started to get sleepy as well, right as I was finishing my weeklies on this account. He started uploading AFK Arena and I don't play that game, so I started to lose interest in channel maybe. Well, I can't blame them. Like not just I went to lose, but like a lot of the other Genshin creators as well. Like for example, Braxophone, Mtashed, for example. Like I used to watch Mtashed's every Mtashed video that he uploaded until a certain point, like when he started uploading like videos of just his thoughts on a certain character's release. And then like especially at some point, you know, at the point where I also already had my own thoughts, like I could already like just understand a character's kit on my own, like I stopped watching. And even more so when he started uploading other content. Like I feel kind of bad that because he himself said he prefers that people that don't watch every video of his, he prefers that those people unsub, because it somehow indirectly hurts his stats, I guess. Yeah, the click-through rate, I assume. But I feel bad that I haven't unsubbed yet, because like every now and then he'll upload a video that I'll actually still watch and enjoy watching. Yeah, I guess you're right. Same thing with I Went to Lose, but like in I Went to Lose's case, I still watch every Genshin video he makes. Well, almost every Genshin video. I'm tempted to pull on the weapon banner because if I get green donut, I have Baizhu, and if I went to Tulaytullah, I have Rise the Cake. If I lose, I cry. That's actually not a bad deal. Wait. I mean, is it really worth it though? Baizhu, like you just slap prototype Amber on him and we're good. Like, how much of a difference would his weapon, like, he doesn't do damage, so what does his weapon give him? No, okay, it's not, it's not here yet. Apparently the banner changes in 1 day ish from now. Oh yeah, speaking of which, no, the official Genshin YouTube channel just recently uploaded the Ito Paimon karaoke on stage clip, and it's in English, and I listened to it. I mean, it's okay, but I still think I preferred the Japanese one. Like, so I like the English one more because, like, in the sense that Ito seemed like he was more in character than Japanese Ito. Japanese Ito, I think, performed better. Like, he sounded better when he was singing. Like, he just sounded much better. He sounded like a better performer. But as for character portrayal, I think English did it better. Not much. I guess it's just pretty pretty on him. What a reason, man. What a reason to pull for a weapon. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm yawning non-stop here. I'm about to doze off here. What was his name again? Sweet Bluff. I don't know if you're still in chat, Sweet Bluff. If you want more, if you have more questions, or like if you want to continue the discussion about like potential teams on your account, feel free to join our Discord server. Links in the pinned message in YouTube chat. It's also in the description of all my videos, VODs, and streams. And for anyone else who needs help building their characters, accounts, making decisions on which banners to pull for, feel free to join our Discord server. Like I just said, links are in the description of all my videos, VODs, and streams, and in the pinned message in YouTube chat. Thank you guys so much for coming by, hanging out, and being awesome people. Have a good day, good afternoon, good evening, and take care, everybody. Did I just say good day? I thought it was Australian. Good day, mate. I love this zoomed in thing. It's just so, it's so hilarious. All right, bye everyone. Take care.